Welcome, Receptive Radio, November 8th. Tune into spiritual adventure. So, what do I mean by spiritual adventure? Well, right now, it might not look like it, but I'm in Peru and I'm in the jungle and I'm on my annual pilgrimage of doing a plant diet. They call it a dieta. And annually, I go to Peru to work with more powerful teachers, to be with my teachers, and then to be with their teachers. And I do this every year because it is a bid for power. It's an opportunity for me to be the student completely and to honor myself and to learn something new without the interference of the regular world. So I literally enter into a new dimension. I go to a place far away, and that's what a pilgrimage is. It's a place that you hike to, you travel to, you might have to take 2 or 3 planes to get there, a boat, and a bus ride. It's not easy to get there. You have to put some effort in. There has to be some kind of, preparation time to get there. There has to be, an outcome that is beyond your wildest imaginations that you don't know. Like, you're basically in the don't know mind. You just know you're going on this pilgrimage. You know that it has the potential for heightened consciousness, heightened wisdom, inner knowing, transformation, and learning. And it might be tough. You might have to let go of things that you have been wrestling with for a long time, struggles, addictions, pain, problems. And you might be faced with confrontation within yourself of what you haven't been willing to look at. So that's what a pilgrimage is designed to do. And I like to do it annually to challenge myself, to grow stronger, and to become a more powerful teacher myself. And to become more powerful, you have to work with more powerful people than you and go to power spots on the earth. And Peru is one of those powerful places. The jungle as well, the Amazon. And I work with the Shipibo people. So I know right now it doesn't look like I'm there, but while you're watching this recording, I am there. And I'll just talk about my preparation for the pilgrimage so you can get a sense of how much I have been preparing and what it takes to prepare. So I registered to go to this dieta, I think in February or March of this year. And, that minute that I booked the event started the preparation process. And then, shortly after, I booked the flights, it's 3 planes to get there. And then I started, working with the plant that I'm going to be dieting this trip. And it's the 5th plant of a 5 plant foundation series. So every year you diet a new plant and it builds on the teachings of the plant before. And the plant consciousness is not psychotropic. It's a master plant. It's a teacher plant. And each plant has a different medicine to it that integrates with your consciousness, with your physical DNA, and becomes an ally for you so that you can carry that medicine into the world and offer it to your clients or your family or yourself, like an ally. And in the last episode, I talk about working with the universe. This is an ally that you can ask for help with that works through me in my work and works for me. So the preparation, first is just like getting the paperwork done, right? And then as I get closer to the date of it, which while I'm recording this video, tomorrow I'm leaving for Peru. So interesting enough, I got sick a week ago, about a week and a half ago. And I'm not sick anymore. I just have laryngitis as the consequence of this sickness. And so I just sound horrible, but I'm not sick. I don't physically have sick symptoms anymore. And that sickness started preparing me for the trip to Peru. It started cleaning me out. I was on another trip before I got sick, and everybody else I was traveling with has not become sick. And it's like, where did I get it from? Nobody else I know is sick. And so I know in my gut that this is preparing me for this trip, this pilgrimage. And even though it's been uncomfortable, it's kind of gotten in my way. It slowed me down. It's interfered with me being able to do my work and prepare for the trip, because there's a lot of packing involved. You got to, make sure you have all the right things. You're going to the jungle. It's a third world country considered to where we live now. So I could have let that get me all in a knot and get stressed out about it, but I just rested. I'm letting go of something big, a big pattern that has been interfering with my life for a long time. And it's actually bigger than I can consciously comprehend, but it's something that is holding me back. It's an obstacle. It's in the way of me doing my life purpose work and being heard, because it's affected my voice. And I just have to trust that when I get to Peru and I start working with the plant, and guess what? I luckily get to be silent for 7 days. So I'm relieved that I won't have to talk anymore. There will be a transformation, an initiation process, a confrontation that I'll come up against that will show me what I really need to heal. And it will be physical, emotional, intellectual, mental, spiritual, energetic. And I have to surrender to that. And by being sick before I'm going, luckily I was sick before going instead of getting sick while I'm there. But I've really surrendered to just like, okay, this is what's happening. This is the initiation has begun. And instead of fighting with it, because I could have been resisting it and letting myself get all worried and tied up in knots. Instead, I've just been rolling with the punches, still shooting my videos, still not sounding the best. I could be worried about what you're thinking, about, how I sound. I could be worried about losing my voice forever, all those kinds of things, but I'm not going there. Excuse me. And I'm just trusting that this is part of the initiation process that I've set myself up for on this spiritual adventure that is a pilgrimage. And it's an annual thing that I do. And it's my 5th time. It's actually my 6th time, but my 5th time with these teachers. And I have enough experience to know how it works, the process works. So it's not like it's my first time and I'm blind. I kind of sense, I have an idea. I know what I need to shift, and I know what I'm going to be working on while I'm there. And I don't know what I'll be working on when I'm there, because there's also this aspect of like, you think but really, I don't know anything. Maybe it's way bigger than I can comprehend, but I'm going in with the intention to transform the issue that's been holding me back. for a long time, for being in my power. And while you're on this pilgrimage, you're doing the inner work. You're looking inside. There's no TV. There's no distractions. There's no Netflix. There's a restraint from, there's going to be Wi-Fi available, but I've pretty much, unless it's an emergency and somebody just wants to know if I'm alive or whatever, I'm not using my phone. Screens aren't that important to me. And when there's a downtime for 8 hours a day, we're dieting, we're in silence, and we're, doing the inner work. There's also a time where we can socialize. That's where you connect with other people who are on the same journey with you. And there can be teaching and learning between each other, because we're all doing some work for each other, because we're going as a group in this pilgrimage as well. And that's where the power of the group work is there's 25 of us doing deep inner spiritual work, personal growth, and this growth affects our professional lives as well, our business lives. We're going there and we're cutting ourselves off from all the distractions of the ordinary world that we always are living in, to come into this place that is designed for transformation and initiation, for change, for growth. And you're with like-minded people. And we've all traveled from all over the world to be together at this place for 10 days. So that's pilgrimage as well. That's the spirit part of the spiritual adventure, is connecting with people you don't see all the time, people who are doing the same kind of good work you're doing, are willing to confront their issues and look at solving the obstacles in the way of our growth, their growth, my growth. And with sharing each other's, paths or journeys, there's healing and transformation available there within the group. And then the group is also, there's a ripple effect that goes out to the universe, or the world and the universe, but, to the earth, to the world, to all of humanity, when a group comes together to do this deep personal work that supports everyone else taking little steps of healing, changing for the better, being more open to a new way or a new path. So it's great. It's just amazing work. So, and it doesn't have to be a pilgrimage, doesn't have to just be the one to Peru. There's pilgrimages to, France and Scotland and Switzerland, to retreats, to events. It can show up in all kinds of different ways. They don't have to be, as deeply intensive as the one I'm going on. And I know there's more intensive than I'm going on out there. Like there's people who go to ashrams or India, the Himalayas, Mount Everest, those are types of pilgrimages as well. Mountain climbers, people who do the El Camino in Spain, those types of things. Those are deep transformative processes that you journey through, and they create transformation, and they initiate you into a higher level of yourself, your being. So what else about this? So you're on your pilgrimage. It's coming to a close. You feel cleaned up. You feel like, oh, I let go of a lot of stuff while you're there. And now you're getting ready to come home. And it's the return, right? You're basically coming from a open, receptive, quiet, inner still place. And now you have to get on 3 planes, a boat, and a bus ride, get back home. So you have to go backwards to get back. and go back into the busy world, back into society. How the hell do you do that after being somewhere totally opposite of that? Well, you prepare yourself for that too. And how I like to do it is I like to carry the medicine back. I like to bring the medicine back within me. I send my frequency home. I send it home ahead of time, the higher frequency, because while you're there, you're cleaning out all this shit and muck and old problems, things you've been stuck with, hoocha, dense energy, obstacles, and you've cleaned them up. You certainly don't want to go back into the same patterns when you get back. And you're cleaner, you're clearer, you're more vibrant, you have more life force in you. So you want to maintain that when you get back. So how do you maintain it while you're, jumping through these hoops to get back home? And then you have to go to work maybe the next day when you get back home. How do you make that happen without falling back into the old patterns? You ask for help. You protect your energy. You make the changes that you learned while you were there. Mentally first, you ask for help. You send that forward. You send that higher frequency forward to your family, your friends, to your workmates, to your computers, your cars, your vehicles, your plumbing, so that when you get back, they can still recognize you. They still can see you without you having to actually dim yourself and pretend that you're the same old person. They can still see you if you do some pre-work before you get back from the trip, so that they're more open to you being the changed person. Because people are afraid of change, and if you change, that might be really scary to some other people too. So you do some pre-work before you come back, and then you start traveling back. You get back and you start implementing the things you learned while you were there. You start unpacking the teachings that you received. You start witnessing the changes happening on the outer world because you changed something within you. You start noticing, that is different. And you just are more open to being transformed, to being the new person that you set out to be before you went on the pilgrimage. And you just stay open. You stay open as best you can. And if you start, feeling depressed or having remorse over having to come back to ordinary reality, and you much preferred being in this, non-ordinary reality of the adventure, and now you have to come back to boring life, reach out to the people that you traveled with. Reach out to your coaches, your teachers, and talk to them about it. And keep working through what is coming up. Because while you're on the pilgrimage, you're doing so much work, you don't know how much work you're doing. And it's in a quantum field. It's happening in a quantum time period. And then when you get back, you might be processing all of that over the next 6 months to a year. And the actual transformation that you wanted, that you went for the pilgrimage, is happening. So you have to be willing and open to doing the work still when you get back. Anyway, thank you for letting me share about my spiritual adventure that I'm on while you're listening to this. And start looking for some spiritual adventure for yourself, pilgrimage, a retreat, a workshop, even a conference that can get you the transformation that you're looking for. So have a great week. See you again soon.